Truth here, and welcome to Otaku Evolution. It's time to take another look at anime voice actors. 3 Japanese VAs, 3 English dub VAs. Let's go! Our first selection hardly needs any introduction. If you're at all familiar with the Japanese versions of anime, you've more than likely heard this man once or twice. Norio Wakamoto. Wakamoto is probably best known for his deep authoritative voice and devious-sounding laugh, which has served him well in several villain roles, including Vicious in Cowboy Bebop, Kagato in Tenchi Muyo, Charles Z. Britannia in Code Geass, and Cell in Dragon Ball Z.
最終目的は特にありはしない。征服などという俗なことに興味はないし、もともと私が作られた目的である孫悟空を殺すことなど、今となっては大した意味がない。あえて言えば楽しむことが目的かな。一番の目的はもちろん恐怖に引きつった人間どもの顔を見ることだ。
He has also played morally great characters like Woodchuck in Record of Lodoss War, Alexander Anderson in Hellsing Ultimate, and Oscar von Royenthal in Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
で、真実のところはどうなんだ？
実はその女に殺されかけた。
何？
帰宅して門をくぐるところへナイフを突き出された。根気よく何時間も待っていたらしい。普通なら美人に待たれるのは歓迎なのだがな。その娘は名乗った。自分はエルフリーデ・フォン・コールラウシュというものだと。そして付け加えた。自分の母親は亡きリヒテンラーデ公爵の姪だったと。
リヒテンラーデ公の一族か。
それを聞いて俺も特進した。憎まれるのも道理だ。
Occasionally, as in Giant Robo, he even plays outright heroic characters. And sometimes he plays silly ones like Victorine and Zatch Bell, Chio's Papa in Azumanga Daioh, or Ansakamaru in Ninja Nonsense. But whatever role he takes, he has a lot of presence. And he is prolific. He's worked regularly from the late 70s to present day. Wakamoto is a real legend. Kotono Mitsuishi is also legendary. Probably best known as the voice of Sailor Moon in the titular franchise, this woman has some real range because she doesn't just play bubbly, goofy characters. Though she is quite capable of those, playing the housekeeping hamster Ebichu, and of course Excel in Excel Saga. Shortly after she started playing Usagi Tsukino, she was supporting character Katarose von Kreutzer in Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Unlike Usagi, Katarose was more serious-minded and focused. And showing her range even further, she went on to playing Misato Katsuragi in Neon Genesis Evangelion, a role with a lot of nuance that could turn on a dime. She acted her heart out in the role.
桂木が自分で選んだことだ。俺に謝ることはないよ。
違うのよ。選んだわけじゃないの。ただ逃げてただけ。父親という呪縛から逃げ出しただけ。シンジ君と同じだわ。臆病者なのよ。ごめんね、ほんと。酒の勢いで今さらこんな話。
もういい。
Romi Paku is also to be praised. Often playing prodigious young men, or at least characters with the bodies of young men, her scratchy voice and sincere delivery has graced anime since the late 90s. Perhaps Park's breakout role, certainly her first lead role, was as Lauren Kahak in Turn A Gundam.
みんな、地球ってとってもいいところだぞ。早く戻ってこい。地球はとてもいいところだ。みんな、早く戻ってこい。
She will occasionally play women characters like Pakunoda in Hunter x Hunter, or the villainous Ragyu Kuryun in Kill la Kill, where she could really let loose. But my favorite role of hers will still be a male character, Edward Elric in Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And now we move on to the English dub voice actors. If you skip to this part, shame on you. If you plan on skipping this part, same. We recognize voice actors from both sides in this giant penguin fortress. Mary Elizabeth McGlynn is a woman of many talents. ADR director, singer, and naturally, voice actor. Her authoritative yet enigmatic sound has served her well in many roles both in and out of Japanese animation. She's played memorable minor roles like Julia in Cowboy Bebop, a dub she directed, Hilda in Outlaw Star, and Cornelia in Code Geass. But she's also played larger roles, most memorably the Major, Motoko Kusanagi, in Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, another dub she directed.
All right, fine. As your captive audience, I've listened to your words. Now I have a few for you. The mark of an immature man is that he wants to die nobly for a cause, while the mark of a mature one is that he wants to live humbly for one.
Oh yes, written by the psychoanalyst Wilhelm Steckel.
I sensed this about you the first time I met you. It's a quality that I dislike intensely, Mr. Know-It-All.
Seems like you fall into the same category, but all you have to do is ask for help and I'd give it.
Must be hatred of one's own kind.
She voiced in and directed two of the greatest anime dubs of all time. Isn't that crazy? Talk about super talent! Next up, Richard Epcar, also both an ADR director and voice actor. He cut his teeth taking on big guy roles, from Gold Goa Bowman in Macross Plus to Dagaza Mako in Gundam Unicorn, and more. In recent years, he's played the older version of Joseph Joestar in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, bringing a gravelly sound to him as with other roles. And of course, he's played Bato from the Ghost in the Shell franchise for quite a while too.
Yeah, would it? I will admit that what he's doing is spurring support in favor of getting rid of the refugees, though. His getaway on the camouflage ship was carried on the national networks and made all the more dramatic thanks to the blackout of Nagasaki. And now a nuke is under our feet as we speak. If Kuze hit them this hard, I guess the government has no choice but to take off the kid gloves. But the question is Kuze really the one who's behind this whole affair?
He's played two iconic roles in the Lupin III franchise, first as Lupin's partner in crime Daisuke Jigen, and later Lupin's arch-nemesis/frenemy Inspector Zenigata. He's great in both roles, but to me he'll always be Jigen.
Retirement, Lupin. I hate to admit that Enzo guy is right, but it seems times really have changed.
Well, yeah. You might have a point there.
If I'm brutally honest, there's a lot of crap going on now that I have trouble keeping up with.
Zenigata isn't the only inspector he's played, because in Monster he played Lunge, and did a lot to bring that role to life, too. And he's even capable of silly roles like Bobobo. Finally, let's talk about the prolific Michael McConnohie, who, like Wakamoto, is largely known for adversarial or villain roles. Roles like Charles Z. Britannia in Code Geass, Norris Packard in Gundam 8th MS Team, Leonard Dawson in Go-Go 13 The Professional, or General Uranus in the Appleseed movie. But my favorite McConaughey role? I think the best role I've ever heard of him in is my favorite Big O villain, Schwarzwald.
For the time being, you can call me Schwarzwald.
Black? Forest?
Report this to your masters. You can tell them that they will never see their darling reporter in the city again.
Of course, he's also played more heroic roles, like Ikari in Paranoia Agent, who takes a lot of crap until he gets fed up with all the Moromi nonsense. And thus we wrap up our look at anime voice actors for a while. I might do this at least one more time in the future. But next time on Otaku Evolution, we get to a sequel to an 80s classic that is itself not such a classic. Until then, see ya!